This week on Sport Fishing, we'll be fishing aboard the Outrider out at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. We'll be heading over to Catalina Island looking for calico bass, halibut. You never know what to expect. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. I'm Dan Hernandez and I live to fish. That's a nice vermilion right there. Yeah, this is what fishing's like. I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life. Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way. Kelp one or fish?
I'm not sure. It felt like it was shaking his head.
Maybe a big halibut. Let me know if you need a gap. Is it shaking its head at all? Just kelp. Okay, leave it in the water. When it goes. All right. Legal halibut. There we go, legal halibut. Ron just caught it. Today we're fishing aboard the Outrider. We're here at Catalina Island, and we just started fishing this morning. Nice halibut. Ron got that on the bottom. We're fishing whole squid?
Yeah, dropper loop.
Dropper loop and whole squid. Well, that's what we're going to be doing today, fishing here at the island for the Outrider, looking for calico bass, yellowtail, maybe white sea bass, and definitely a halibut or two.
Hi, my name is Mike Shaw. Welcome to the Cabrillo Marine Aquarium. Here at the aquarium, I'm standing in front of our kelp tank, which is an aquarium that shows you the kind of fish you find in a kelp forest right here off Southern California. One of the fish that everybody really identifies with is called a kelp bass or a calico bass. I think one of the reasons people like it is because it's beautiful. It blends in with the environment so readily. Calico bass, kelp bass are very common in our local kelp forests. They really are kind of an iconic kelp forest inhabitant.
He's got something, so whatever you want.
Nice bass.
Oh, big bass.
Nice calico bass set Catalina Island on a bucktail.
There we go. Just got bit on a bucktail. I don't know if it's a bass or a blue perch. Let's see what it is. Nice calico. There we go. Legal calico bass. Got that on a bucktail with the whole dead squid pinned on there, and just let it flutter down. And this is what we're looking for, and hopefully we run into some white sea bass too. Nice calico bass, caught on a B52 bucktail. Go ahead and let this one go. Well, we're going to take a little break from the action here aboard the Outrider at Catalina and go to the tackle box and show you the gear we're using for today's type of fishing. This week in the Tackle Box, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing today. You know, we're fishing over at the island, looking for calico bass, never know what to expect, maybe an exotic or two. But because we're targeting the calicos and we have live squid for bait, I really like to fish with the bucktail. And this is a bucktail right here. And they work really good. The big advantage with using a bucktail is I know exactly where my bait is at all time. If it's laying on the bottom, I know that's where my bait is. And as I wind the lure up a little bit, I'm picking that lure up off the bottom, working it. I know exactly where it is. I know that sounds a little weird, you know, why does it matter? But it's really important. If you're fishing with a sliding sinker, maybe your sinker's all the way in the bottom, but your bait could be anywhere from 5 feet to 20 feet off the bottom. You don't know where it is. With the bucktail, as that bait is falling to the bottom, I know that there's lots of slack out there, and as that lure's falling, fish picks it up. I know exactly where it is, and I can set the hook, and I get an idea of the depth that the fish are hanging out in, and I can target that depth over and over. If it's right on the bottom, off the bottom 10, 20 feet, or up on the surface, I'll get a good idea by the way this bucktail falls. Now, it's really important when you're fishing in these kelpy areas that you have your bucktail take a long time to fall down. Having that live squid on there will help with that. It's going to take longer for it to go down. But what really helps a lot is the size of bucktail you use. This is a 1/2 ounce model. This is a 6 ounce model. This is going to fall a lot faster than that. But if I can get away, if I can cast far enough with a 1/2 ounce model, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not really necessarily worried about the size of the hook because this is a much smaller. I just want to get that bucktail in there a couple of times and let that bait take its time and flutter down. If I have lots of current or if I have a lot longer cast to make, then I'm going to move up. I'm going to go to a 2 ounce or a 1 ounce. Sometimes I even have to use a 6 ounce bucktail if we just have screaming current. That's the only way I can get down there. And I know it looks like a big bait, and it is, but to a 5 pound or 8 pound calico bass, this just looks like a little French fry. They're going to eat that whole squid behind it and this at the same time, and they work out really good. Again, I really like the bucktails because I know exactly where my bait is at all times. And the one tip I would tell you is use the lightest bucktail that you can get away with, that you can cast comfortably, get it by the kelp, and let it slowly flutter down. And you'll be successful using these baits with the live squid or even the fresh dead. It works really good. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Good morning. We're out here at Catalina on the Outrider, and we've got the lights on here, and we're jigging for squid. The lights will attract them, so I've dropped down a squid jig here and working it up and down real slowly. And occasionally I will snag one and bring it up and put it in the bait tank. So far I've got 2 in the last 5 minutes. It's kind of slow out here, but as they come around, we're hoping that eventually we can braille them and put them aboard. But in the meantime, have something to do. I'm kind of trying to snag them here and there. Another nice calico. Beautiful calico out of Catalina.
What do you got, Manny? Calico? Scab calico. Nice calico. On a bucktail. Another bucktail fish, guys.
Nice, way to fish them today. Half-ounce bucktail equals calico bass. Catalina Island.
Here we go. Got one going here. There it is. In that green bucktail. That's a nice calico bass right there. Beautiful fish, and you see, it just devoured that bucktail. He ate it pretty deep. We'll probably have to keep this one. Nice legal bass.
Hey. It takes skill to catch them anywhere but the mouth.
Exactly.
That's how good the bucktails are. You just have to get in the area.
Oh, got it.
You're waking up.
Loving with this legal.
The calico bass here.
This is a little sheephead that Ernie just caught on a strip of squid. And you can tell it's a female because it's all red. And this is the only fish in the Pacific Ocean that changes sexes. And then as the area needs males, the males die off or move off, then some of the females will switch over to become a male. It's the only fish that does that in this area. That is a big fish, Manny.
Nice calico bass.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this one go. He's too big. Yeah. This is Manny fishing out with us. Comes out this lot. He's using a 1 ounce B52 bucktail. Had a whole squid on there. He's got a really big calico bass. This fish should go, what, about 25 years old?
About 20, 25 years old. I'm gonna guess right around 4.5 pounds, maybe 5 pounds.
Yeah, at least 5 pounds. That's a
Beautiful
big
fish.
Maybe 6. That's at least 5.
Beautiful.
Nice
Catalina
fish.
bass here.
All right, well, we're gonna take a little break from the action here and go to the galley and show you how to cook up a beautiful fish that we're catching here today at Catalina Island. But we're not gonna cook this one up. We're gonna let this one go right now. Standing next to me is Chef Keith Allman. He's done cooking segments with us in the past, and he's back to join us again. Hey Keith, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
So what do you have for us today?
Today we're going to do halibut wrapped with asparagus and bacon skewer with a spicy lemon teriyaki sauce.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
So have a few here. Now, the first thing that's important is you want to soak overnight, or at least for 4 to 6 hours, your skewers in water. This keeps them from burning on the grill.
Okay.
All right, so I have one here. Here's some halibut and some bacon. This is just a half piece of bacon. You can be a little bit generous on your cubes. You don't want to make them too small because this is all going to shrink after you cook it. So I have about a 1 inch by 1 inch cube. Some asparagus. Wrap it up with a half slice of bacon. Skewer. Let's make our sauce. So I have about a cup of teriyaki sauce. Add a half lemon. And a tablespoon of sriracha. I know you like it spicy.
Yeah, you can add a little more. I don't think I've ever had a fish dish that didn't have some lemon in it.
Okay, the next step is let's baste them a little bit.
Now we're ready to put them on the grill.
Yeah, we're ready to put them on the grill. Grease the grill a little bit.
That's just going to keep the fish from sticking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it smells so
You
good.
could already smell that. Too bad the viewers can't smell that at home. All right, let's check these out.
All right.
Oh yeah, they
done.
look nice.
Nice. Okay. What do you see what I do with these? These are really spicy. All right, which is I know how you like them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken a cantaloupe, cut it in half, taken the balls out and put them back in. This is a great way to serve at a party. Oops, one fell out. What I want you to do, because it's so spicy,
Mm-hmm.
is pull one out, stab a little piece of cantaloupe, and
Take a
eat
bite.
the cantaloupe with a piece of.
But you know me better.
Skewer.
I can just have it straight, but I'll do that since you said. That's good. And a totally different taste with the coldness from the melon and then that warm bacon and fish. That's really cool. Well, thanks, Keith.
You're welcome.
This is a nice, simple dish you can do. Great appetizer dish. Too bad we didn't have this for Super Bowl Sunday. Would have been nice. It's a great little dish there. And like you said, if you did enough of them, it'd be like a full meal. You may have some brown rice with it. It'd be a great meal. Well, thanks again. For more information about Keith, he's gonna have a Facebook page really soon. Look for him, be Keith Allman or Chef Keith Allman.
Chef Keith Allman.
And we'll have a link to him on our website too. All right, well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Here we go.
It's a perch. Here, we got a calico coming here. There he is, color. Nice calico. Got this on a weighted hook with a piece of dead squid. Nice little fish. Legal calico bass. All right, well, we're gonna make a little move right now. We're gonna run farther toward the center island, over toward Cat Harbor. We're still looking for white sea bass, yellowtail, hopefully. We've already got a halibut on board. You never know, maybe we'll get another one. So stay tuned, we'll be right back with more action right here on Sport Fishing.
My name is Captain Dave Cottle here on the Outrider. We're fishing Catalina Island. We're here in the middle of the back of the island here at Cape Cortez, fishing calico bass, white sea bass, and yellowtail. Follow it.
You're welcome. Or guitar fish.
It came back, a little calico. The seal doesn't get it. No, it's there. Nope. Oh yeah, he's there. Let's see what we got here. A little color coming up. Looks like a little calico bass. A little calico bass in the bucktail. My smallest calico of the day. Got this guy on a green bucktail, 1 ounce. Skipper just made another move. Let this guy go. And we're working our way back toward the front of the island. We're all the way down Center Island, and we're coming around the west end. Trying this spot, probably got 1 or 2 more spots to try today. But we got plenty of calicos, got nice halibut so far, and now we're looking for that sea bass. That's what we're trying. I'm still staying with the bucktail, but we are getting some fish on the live sardines. I shouldn't say we're getting fish. We're getting bit on live sardines.
That's what we're looking for right here. All right.
Talk them through it.
Nice and split up. See it coming up, folks? All the way up. All the way up. Next, coming all the way up. Bat ring.
Oh, it is the bat ring. Two going. Jim's on 2.
Why?
Hope you guys aren't on the same fish.
I think so.
No.
Nah, they're not. You got bit a couple times.
Okay, you guys switch.
Oh, little people.
Ooh, nice piece of kelp.
I can help you out with that, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
There's only 40-pound limit of these you can have in the state of California.
He's got the fish, we got the noti.
I think I'm gonna bounce them up. There we go. There's that sheep head, and there's that weighted hook I was talking about right there. And this one's legal. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this guy up. You can steam these and they taste like crab meat. It's really good eating fish. Great eating fish. Well, we're gonna take a little break from the action. When we return, I'll be giving you this week's tip of the week. For this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we did today aboard the Outrider. Now we had, for live bait, we had sardines and live squid. And they both worked, but live squid was by far the best bait. And the way most of the guys fished today was using the B52 bucktails, both 1/2 ounce and 1 ounce model, and then they'd pin a whole squid onto it, cast out by the kelps and by the reefs, and just let it slowly fall down toward the fish. And the bass would come out and rip it and grab it. And what's great about using a bucktail, you don't have any sliding weight or anything there, so when the fish bite it, you know that hook's in their mouth. Just drive the hook into the fish, and that's this week's tip. When you're fishing live squid like this with the calicos, use a bucktail and you'll catch more fish. Well, I want to thank Captain Dave and everybody aboard the Outrider. We had a great time fishing with them today. I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.